Have you guys seen? I shouldn't laugh because she's doing better than me. She's got a man. But have you seen? Have you seen on Shea Burr? They've posted this woman, and she's talking about it's her and her Nigerian boyfriend,
right,
or husband, partner. Let's call it partner. I don't know if it's a boyfriend or husband. And he wants to go to a wedding in Nigeria.
He mentioned Babes Go Show.
No, that one.
And will you let me finish?
Oh no. This babe don't understand pig. I have to be there, I need to be there, and I will be there.
No, you're not going.
Enough of this nonsense. What do you mean I'm not going?
And they had better not leave the UK without letting me know.
It's like, and what's it meant by babe go show? It's not babe go show. It's not like we're having girls around. It's a segment in the wedding that, cultural dances and all of that. It's not what you're thinking.
I don't think that my own husband should be in that sort of environment or around those sorts of people.
How did you know that?
Oh, he told me himself.
Not my fault now. Not my fault. And my mouth not they stay one place. My church too much. Next time, anything happen, I will not tell her anything.
I hear words like shayo.
Now they don't track it of house.
Do you need me to do it for you?
No, I'll call him.
Hunley has an ulterior motive for going to Nigeria.
Why do you think so?
Yeah. But what's really making me laugh are the comments. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, no, I've seen the video.
I didn't see all of it.
You didn't see?
I saw some of it, but I didn't go into it.
It's the comments that are making me really laugh. So here's just some of them, right? He's the groom. He can't miss his own wedding.
Because he probably
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
That is probably the truth.
Someone said, I'm Nigerian and I can confirm it's his traditional wedding. She said, another one said, you can't expect him to miss his own wedding. Like, it's literally, the comments are just full. Someone saying he's going back to marry his first love.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
no. But
yeah.
why are they going down that route?
What are you talking about? That is literally what happens.
No, I understand, but why in this scenario is it like, I'm going to, like, is it
Because
just...
she ain't invited to go to the wedding.
Not invited.
Because he's going to marry someone else.
He's telling her she can't go.
Yeah.
She's like,
In
I
what
don't
world is it
understand
okay that you
why-
can't go?
Yeah.
Why you can't go? Imagine if your man's telling you, what scenario is it okay? Is that okay? You can't come.
Not to the wedding. If you're saying you're going on a stag do, cool, isn't it? All right.
Yeah.
You can't go to a wedding and I'm not invited unless I've got beef with the bride and groom.
Well, if it's
I'm
numbers,
coming, innit?
well, a
It
numbers
could
thing.
be, that's probably what his excuse is. But he's going to Nigeria.
Then let me come with you.
Yeah.
And
I
then you
don't
go to the
and I
wedding.
don't go to the wedding.
We've got a holiday.
Yeah.
How nice and romantic.
Yeah.
It's his wedding.
Did she
It's
set up
his
the
wedding.
scenario? Did she set up the scenario that, did she say anything more? I've got work, I can't go.
No, she's
just-
saying, tell me why I can't.
Yes.
But she can
Call
literally
your
go.
brethren, whose
she-
wedding it is. Let's all have a conversation and discuss.
And he's
why.
saying no.
And he's talking about, he starts stuttering.
Oh,
Basically.
no.
You've got to
He's
see it.
saying that now she understands pidgin, so
Yeah.
because she's a white girl,
She's
innit?
like,
Yeah.
She's a white
she's
girl.
like, yeah, they're saying these words, and I know that it's something not nice that they're saying about her.
Why would you be in that scenario?
he's getting married. He's getting married.
It's his wedding.
I know of a person through Facebook. He got married and the girl posted their wedding pictures. Over here, we know him as a married man.
No.
Yes. And somebody cited the pictures but through the recommended, because obviously they are connected in it.
That's so bait.
But in her picture, who she's not friends with anybody, but her picture, the man is there.
That is crazy.
People do fuckery things.
It's so weird.
He's probably thinking, but nobody knows this girl. No one's ever going to find out. Yeah, he's thinking about Facebook.
I mean, I
algorithm.
understand dramatic cheaters go to great lengths to cheat.
It's
But
a lot.
it's wild. Like, your head must be sweating, busting up all
No,
the time.
he's sitting on their...
Sitting pretty.
They are on a program of some sort.
Oh, it's a
Well,
TV show.
they're being filmed anyway, right?
Yeah.
And they're having this conversation, and he's saying it with chest.
Oh,
Like,
this
he don't care.
This is getting on my nerves now. That's reality, fake reality.
No,
TV.
no,
I mean,
it's
it could
reality
be
TV.
It's
a
set up for the
skit,
camera.
but as I
It
said,
don't look like a skit.
real life, this shit happens.
I mean, for
Like,
real.
You know.
And then if you're going to marry your traditional wife, then just, why do you, is it because you don't need papers, obviously. You've gone past the paper stage. You're not with this chick in America, UK?
UK.
Okay.
It may be. No, actually, thinking about it.
Has he got
maybe
he must
you
have, because
would-
if he's travelling,
maybe
he's got
you
papers.
would do both. Like, so you do want your UK chick, but maybe you feel like you owe your back home person to marry her so that she comes over here.
Oh, I was just going to say that. Maybe he's going to send for the back
maybe
home.
he's
send
going to
her over.
Yeah.
And
now
then
he's got his stay. He's going to send for the back home.
Because he's got to owe her.
and then jog on English chick.
No, he may just play both.
Maybe have both.
She should have a conversation. Like, okay, he needs to tell her, like, look, we're going to have a sister wife soon. Just tell the truth.
But not everybody's down for that shit.
I mean, it's a bit late to... Men are so... You lot are so audacious, you know. You don't plan things properly. You just do kamikaze and let the chips fall and then wonder why you're lonely and depressed at the later stages of your life.
And in a home.
That's okay.
In a
When they
home
get to
on
the
your
later
own.
stages, they just turn to the young gal who
That's not okay.
If they can find a
I'm
nurse.
just saying that's what they do. They all do it. They have a midlife crisis and then start dating someone who's younger than enough to be their child.
I saw a quick flash of Hobo Sexuals are on the rise. I guess in this current economy,
house pricing.
there's a lot more homosexuals. So girls, look, be on the lookout.
If it's one thing I'm never going to fall for is a homosexual.
Yeah.
Because man can't live at my house.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind sharing a house with somebody, but you're going to have to not come with your stick in your handkerchief and just know there's no way of like,
No,
hey, I'm just staying. And then if you see a toothbrush and you see a boxer short, it's not happening.
I think they're slicker than that.
They are slicker than that.
I think they actually... They'll have, or they pretend that they have a place, but it's far. And you may go to that place. This could be an Airbnb, though, that you're going to. It may not actually be
the levels, of course.
And then they will make it into a scenario. They'll be like really handy at home.
Yeah.
And so you'll then be like, oh, it would just make more sense. You're here all the time. Like, just take a key.
Okay,
and
so
that's how
then
they get
say,
in.
oh, something's happening in my house. They've come to fix
construction.
it. Oh, yeah, there's construction. They found asbestos. I've got to, I can't.
3 months.
I'm going to have to stay in a hotel. Babe, don't stay in a hotel. Come and you think you're getting the most because when he's there, he cooks and he cleans and he does all sorts for you, yeah?
So as a
then
flag,
he gets in.
Yes.
And then he won't leave.
Yes.
And then he won't do anything.
He won't do anything. And it's the flags like, if he's not contributing money or if they start contributing, because the most slickest things is like start contributing money.
Of course.
Start doing all the things.
Start doing all the things, paying everything, and then hard times come. I lost my job.
Yeah.
But remember, probably the last girl was funding your
Yeah.
And now you'll have. Then it's like, I'm on hard times. It's like, it's okay. I got this.
I got this.
I'll
I'll take care of you because I'm a good woman.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see my man through the hard times.
Yeah. You remember because it's the long con.
Yeah. So you're gonna, you don't want to be, especially the women that are insecure and don't want to be that woman that doesn't.
You don't want to nag.
You don't want to nag. So you're gonna be like, I'm gonna be here for you and see through the bad times.
And then by the time you find out, he's already lining up the next trip.
So how to be fair, for the women who have suffered this, we say we could never suffer it. I mean, you wouldn't, but we could never suffer this.
I'm saying that because I've lived this. I had a boyfriend and I couldn't get him out of my house.
That part. So
this is why I'm saying I was very young and I'm never letting that happen to me.
So then as a thing where you're dating someone and it seems all good, what are the flags you must look out for if you feel like, because sometimes it is a thing where it's not even as obvious.
I can't say flags that I would look out for.
Yeah.
All I am saying is man can't live with me.
That's your side of it, but
you would be like,
I'm talking about me.
Yeah, but the regular thing, people are normally you go out with someone and then there's a progression into let's move in together or whatever or something like that. So then those who want to be in that kind of traditional scenario where we live together, what are the flags? How do you siphon out?
I think you need to really be in a position where you can stay at their house all the time. Like you can just pop up.
Yeah.
If you can just
see that they're not finessing
I'm
you.
just going to roll up on you. You know that, and
it's not going to be a problem.
To find one that's cheating as well. If you can't roll up on your man in his house, that's not your man.
That's not your man. Yeah, if you can't just pop up like that,
roll up just like that. Say I'm in the area, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll come through."
Yeah.
Why can't I come through? Or you're at his door and he's not answering.
But then the thing is,
there are flags
for me. Like my schedule, a man couldn't pop up just any willy-nilly. So what's the alternative to popping up willy-nilly?
There's going to be some time that you can pop up.
What do you mean?
Like I'm saying, because I'm always here then everywhere. So if for my schedule, if a man wanted to be like, I could lie. I'm at a screening. I'm out here. I could say all the things. My schedule will allow for that.
But it's easy. What are you doing today?
Yeah, but I don't get what you mean. Like he could lie as well.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just talking about if I was a cheater or if I was a liar, if I was doing the finessing.
Okay.
I'm saying that my schedule really does work.
But
for
let's
that.
look at it this way. Let's look at it this way, yeah? What are you doing today?
Got screening.
Okay, what time's your screening? Do you want to do dinner later?
Not sure. I'll have to see when the screening
Okay, cool.
finishes.
All right. So are you getting dressed? You going home to get ready?
Yeah, I might keep something at work.
You might keep
depends on the timing.
No, but your schedule. What work where?
Yeah, I might be at Soho House. I might go straight from Soho House or something.
Okay, it's different.
So then he could try and find
Exactly.
you there.
He could meet me at Soho House and I could have that window, but you're not going to come to my yard.
No, but then if
Do you get what I'm saying?
No, but what I'm saying is there's going to be some point where you're saying to him, even if he calls you late at night or whatever, there's going to be some point where you're at home. No matter what.
And that's when they do the
that's
pop-up.
when he pops up.
And that's when you would do it to them as well.
That's
Because
what I mean.
if they're never at home, they're somewhere and they're probably in somebody else's house.
I mean, that's a flag. I mean, to be fair, that's extreme
what I mean.
flag.
If you're never at home, that's the flag.
Yeah.
The minute you say you're at home, I'm popping up.
Mm-hmm.
It's those bits. But I think to safeguard, I think it just makes more sense if you really are like, okay, I want to take the next step. You take it together and you find somewhere
Somewhere else.
That part.
together.
Best thing.
But I just don't ever think it's a good idea for women to have a man move in with them
It
for
isn't.
their ego, for all. There's too many reasons why you should probably avoid that scenario. But because homosexuals are on the rise, especially if you have a house,
Yeah.
it's probably best that even if they are in a hovel of a flat and you like them being around, you protect yourself.
Yeah.
Do not.
I totally agree.
Yeah, me too.
And also, even if they have good intentions, I think that it's always difficult for a man to move in with a woman.
Yeah, in
There's
your
always-
place.
Yeah, it's always
shouldn't be
like
that.
it's always an ego thing. And for the men that I know, protect yourself too, because there are women that would be like, "This is my house. Get out of my house."
Dash you out
Dash
every
you out,
time.
and then you haven't got anywhere.
Yeah.
Like the guys that I know who've been in relationships, I know two sides. I know guys that have been in relationships and then not had nothing at the end of it. I know guys that have been like, no, I'm always going to protect myself and have something. So then when they've left the family home, they've got somewhere to go.
Yeah.
So they're not completely starting from scratch. Yes,
Yeah.
it's completely different, but they're not starting from scratch. Protect yourself.
It's definitely
Have
true.
your own
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Because that's a hard one. Even if you have both put into a place, if you're leaving and the kids are remaining, you got to go. Basically.
Precisely.
I hate that shit where it's like the guy can be like, but I was paying and you're expecting your missus and the kids to go and live in a hovel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
That is crazy.
But some guys do that.
Some guys do.
Yes,
With their
they
chest.
Some guys do.
absolutely do. And will stand around and have friends that co-sign this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Folks are weird. But ladies, protect yourself, man. Don't let them in. Summer is when they get you, and then winter they're going to be in your yard asking for keys.
Yeah.
Man can't live with me, I'll say it again.
I don't mind living with a man, but it's not going to happen like that. You're not moving in with
I've
me.
been there, done that.
No, you do the
Bought all the
beginning.
T-shirts.
Yeah, you got to move somewhere together, really.
Yeah,
I think so.
That's the only way it's ever
Yeah.
going to happen.
And if I was to
Even
move
then-
into a man's yard, I'm keeping
I was just going to
Yeah,
say
you got to
that.
keep your place.
in my
I
yard.
was just going to say that.
I show my twin sometimes.
Only going to say the only way it would happen, somewhere new.
That-
And when you pick me up,
Again-
I'm going to my house.
yeah, no, too many people that have given up their places
And then,
and then it doesn't work and then they got to start again. And that's even harder when you're starting again with kids.
Yeah,
And then you've got, no, it's expensive.
yeah.
Don't do it. Protect yourselves. They're out here. It's cost of living.
well, welcome to your Aunties Could Never. I'm Auntie AK, aka Bizzle, a Kizzle.
I don't know why.
I'm the auntie of all aunties. And I'm here with...
I'm Farah, your resident Caribbean queen.
I'm Nana, aka the Black Fairy, aka Dark and Lovely.
And, guys, first of all, you know what you need to do. You have to...
Boop the like button, boop the like button, boop the like button, boop the like button, boop the like button.
Pop it now.
To Black Clot.
And also, what you must do...
Hey, please sign up to our membership. It costs £1.99 if you want to be our friend. But if you want to be a family member and get involved in family things, it is £4.99, and it's still cheaper than a bag of them chips.
It is.
Also, please, guys, if you're listening on the podcast airwaves, please...
You need to leave us 5 stars, please. And 5 stars only. Also, leave us comments. There is one person that every single episode has been leaving us a comment. Oh, Stanley, we love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stanley.
Oh, Stanley.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stanley.
Add to that, please, guys.
Thanks.
Leave comments.
Guys, I guess just a little PSA. We are your favourite aunties. We're just sharing our opinions and our thoughts, hopes and prayers and dreams, and protecting you from the madness out there. Do not come for us, because we will come for you.
Yes.
To blood clot.
Yeah. Where do we go? What do we begin with?
Out there,
Wow.
enemies of
You know
progress
what we
are
will
abundant.
start with, boy?
The enemies of progress are abundant, and there is a big, massive... the verdict. Go for it.
Should we start with Diddy?
Did he do it? Well, the jury said not really.
Maybe.
Diddy did some things, basically. From the 5 charges that were out there, Diddy was found not guilty for 3 of them, the most important ones. Diddy didn't do a RICO. Imagine, Diddy didn't ex-traffic anybody, apparently, but Diddy has been found guilty for prostitution across state lines.
Which is so
the least of them all, really. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed on 2 fronts. I'm disappointed because when people talk about speaking up and women should just go forward and prosecute and not do civil lawsuits or anything like that, because shouldn't you want justice? This is the ramifications of justice and putting yourself out there. Who believes you? People are saying you were complicit, you liked it, da-da-da-da. That's disappointing. I'm disappointed in the people that were rejoicing at this verdict. Like, there are real victims, and I don't know how anybody could go through this evidence, jury included, they are absolutely in the bin, to go through all of the evidence that was presented and really truly say he is not guilty. Now, I could say it's not the strongest, but there's a lot of guilt there.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. He's basically been acquitted. Realistically, Diddy is going home. He's free as a bird.
Yeah, I'm mad angry, in all honesty, because I feel like, okay, if they felt like the letter of the law wasn't working for them in terms of the RICO case, all right, cool, innit? But the other 4 charges, I'm like, come on, clearly, were you not listening to the testimony of Cassie? I feel like for Cassie, at the very least, both of those charges he should have been found guilty for.
Yeah.
For Jane Doe, whatever in it, like, I understand maybe because she was a bit like, it could be seen that she was kind of up for it and, you know, was only annoyed about not having the same treatment as Young Miami. It could be viewed in that way, that it was more consensual for her. But for the Cassie element of it, I struggle to understand why they didn't find him guilty on both charges. And in terms of what's going to be next, they say that it carries 10 years each. But he's never going to do 10 years. He's going to probably go home, be on house arrest, appeal, and then get off, and then leave the country and go and join his mate Russell.
And go Bali or something.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to leave the country.
You think he'll stay in America?
Yeah,
Do you think he's going to still be Diddy bopping around like nothing?
I don't think, because based on, as you said, the reactions, the rejoicing, this is we're in the world of R. Kelly, Tory Lanez, all these guys who have been found guilty in some degree, but yet still getting the support, still having people ride for them. Our women's voices are not loud enough, as clearly stated. And as you said, okay, the letter of the law, the bar of the law wasn't enough for the jury to feel like they needed to fling that at Diddy. There's enough here for people to then play the Diddy playlist again. He's not cancelled in the same way R. Kelly kind of is. And I think that he can still Diddy Bob. I think this will fuel his arrogance, fuel his family's arrogance.
They were celebrating.
I mean, as a family, you would. Yeah. You're not going to walk out sad. You are going to celebrate. So I can't even expect them not to. But Diddy, I do not believe he's going to go into hiding. I believe he's got his hit list of people that didn't have his back, and they might have to deal with something. I don't know what that is. It depends on how powerful he is now he's out. What is left of his empire? That part might be interesting to see and see how he navigates. I don't know if music is still the way forward. He might lean into his fashion or whatever, but I just don't think he's going to disappear. I think he's going to stand on business and be like, yeah, you tried it.
I think he has to be very careful.
I mean, there's that too. If I'm
being honest, I think he has to be very careful because we have seen repeatedly people who've been putting, like, let's look at R. Kelly.
Yeah.
He has been tried in many different states. Just because he was found not guilty of RICO in New York, he's done shit in Miami.
True.
So that's Florida. In LA, in California.
Yeah.
So there's 2 different places that could come for him. If they
True.
feel like they've got enough,
That's fair.
a strong enough case, and they can present a case that is stronger than what the New York government did, maybe that will happen. So I think he needs to be very careful.
I think
if he's
he does
out
need to
here,
keep quiet.
right? If he goes out there and starts I'm talking in riddles. If he goes out there and starts antagonizing the ting, he needs to remember that he has angered certain people. And there are going to be certain people that think he's going to chat stuff too. There's going to be people that want to come for him. He needs to humble himself and understand that, okay, you may not have been found guilty of everything, but we heard what you did. Yeah? We heard what you did. And for you to come out and say, oh, I've got a drug addiction. Oh, I need help. It's therapy, all of this stuff, blah, blah, blah. The levels of the stuff that you were doing, not only to the women that you were seeing, but also the women that worked for you.
Yeah.
Nah, man, come on, Prince had to stop you. Prince!
But I guess that's the whole thing, though. So Mia that's a pseudonym for one of his assistants. Everything that she leveled at him, he's acquitted on that. So they didn't believe her testimony in that regards. That's the same as Bonner, the one that said that he dangled her over the balcony. Again, it's like, no, we didn't believe that. Capricorn Clark, they didn't believe that she was kidnapped. There's so many things, and it's like, but that had been, those are stories that were around for ages, that there are witnesses that this took place and he was acquitted for that. I feel like he could come out and feel a bit invincible.
Yeah, that's
a little bit like, I can go out there and...
Needing to be
or even other people may be like, rah, he got off with this. There could be a whole load of folks with stories who could have been called as a witness, who could have testified and they weren't, who are now like, I'm never speaking on this. Because if they put themselves out there, who knows what's going to come of it. He had no co-conspirators. I feel like this was it's so annoying there wasn't other people, because that would have proved a RICO. It is like, how can one man alone?
Especially
you
when
need others,
calling
innit?
him defendant number 1.
Yeah.
I wonder when they said that, I was a bit like, well,
who's
maybe
going to be
number 2?
There was
exactly.
Did someone say that there's another case pending or something? Or as you said, there could be more things come out.
He has loads of lawsuits.
Yeah,
but the evidence that is presented, he can't be tried on that again. You need a whole new. The fact of you had Cassie and Jane Doe. You need now somebody else, and not Gina, who was victim free. They named her. You need another set of women to be like, within this time frame, we also went through the same thing. And then you could do a whole nother case. But if they got those same types of text messages, nobody's believing it, because people are going on. If one text you say, I'm up for it, I'm planning this, the next text you say, I don't really want to do it, they're saying that's a normal relationship. There's nothing normal about that relationship, but that's what people think. That's normal.
I don't want to say it, but I kind of feel like what would be the nail in the coffin is anything Kim related.
It will be, but that's not
come out.
Yeah, because that's not New York, that's California.
Yeah.
It's not coming out.
Well, we don't know what's coming out, and we don't know what's not coming out.
Kim's story is going to stay forever buried.
I don't mean her story.
No, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, what happened to Kim? That's what I mean.
I think, there's so many people that allude to this book, this something, parts of her family, even her dad saying, it's like, there's no way that she died of pneumonia. I just think that there's so much more than this case presented. I don't know if it was for a reason, why they didn't bring all of the details, but the parties that people said they attended to, they weren't freak-offs. So I wanted to hear about these other parties that people were like, I was there, I was trafficked at a party with celebrities.
All of these people.
Stuff was going on. They weren't freak-offs, but we were just hearing about freak-offs. So there's a whole other side.
Yeah.
Unless they're all lying. And I don't believe them that they're lying.
Parties that people were drugged at.
Yes.
On the yacht parties.
Precisely.
All of these things.
Nothing was spoken about in this trial. I don't know. And I do think of R. Kelly, because I remember R. Kelly having a trial and him getting off.
The first one.
And then now look at him. So
maybe.
Diddy needs to
even
pipe down.
Harvey Weinstein, he has case after case after case after case.
But that's the thing, what the follow-up will be. So I just think that it's going to be an act. Whatever he does, it's going to be an act. Even if it's acting humble, acting like but I just think he's not going to go away and be quiet.
He may not go away and be quiet, but what he most certainly won't be is accepted in the same circles.
Nah, come on. We heard about flipping sperm going on your nipples and you liked it.
I mean, if that's your sexual thing, that's your sexual thing.
Who's chilling with Diddy now?
But
who's doing a brunch with Diddy now?
If that's your sexual thing, that's your sexual thing. But I'm talking about the actual physical abuse of people, you know, of multiple people.
I actually
that
think
would be
that is
more
lesser.
forgiven than the sperm on the tits.
I think so.
On the nipples.
I don't think so.
People don't
think about Dr.
People
Dre.
are still coming for
think about
people are still coming for people lesser than him.
No,
less,
Dr. Dre beat up the journalist woman in front of folks and nobody cares.
And they've given him a fucking Grammy.
Precisely.
As in,
no one cares.
There's a whole award in his name.
Yes.
Which is ludicrous to me.
The violence that he heaped at Cassie is the last of it.
Yeah.
Fabulous, he beat up his chick and took out her teeth. And nobody cares. Nobody cares that he was beating up his missus for years. They will pass it off. That's by the by. I think it's the sexual stuff. That's what they would be like. Oh, I'm not going to be associated with that.
Yeah, it's that fear of the homophobic fear.
Yeah,
that's what is more scary to men than
he's just not going to be allowed accepted abuse in the same circle.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about amongst men. I just mean like
I mean in
the
general.
levels that Diddy was at and the doors that were open for him.
Yeah,
you know that was he was at a different level.
No, I mean, but it's that driving thing because at that point it's like men's club, boys club, the man in power. Now that thing, that Terrence Howard behavior where anything to do with being homosexual, anything to do with that, that's men's biggest fear. That's their kryptonite.
Yeah. That's when they start drawing the lines. You can beat up your chick.
Yeah.
But you were doing what with a guy? I think that's where he's not going to let
in white spaces. That's what I really mean. What in white spaces of power, he was accepted and lauded, and you know, this is the person that everybody should look up to. I think he will not be accepted in those spaces, and not just because of the homophobic reasons, in just general, because he's tainted now. They don't want him around.
He's a tainted fella.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Tainted.
He isn't.
You're not going to see him at the Met Gala.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, no, definitely not.
But then, you know what? Even if he was, because this is why it's a thorough enemy of progress, I wouldn't be surprised. Give it a couple of years. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow the PR spin really goes into overdrive that this is a black man that they tried to take down and they're coming for all the black men. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they manage to spin it around and Diddy gets back in and we just all start to forget that he was on trial. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, you know what? This world is fucking crazy anyway.
Yeah.
It's upside down.
The spin of it.
Not looked at as wrong.
It's actually phenomenally bad. I don't know. And we're going to get everybody retelling the tales like how TMZ was always like, this is a setup, and where his PR campaign. There's going to be a whole load of other bloggers that are now going to be like, I never said he was going to be convicted.
Absolutely.
I always thought that he was going to be found innocent. There's going to be a whole load of people.
I was here for him.
Yeah, they're going to change the stories. Oh, Diddy. El Diddy is going to be out again.
Nutty did.
Well, let's go around the houses. My enemy, one of my enemies, I've got many enemies of progress, is Nelly and Ashanti are in the public eye because they've got their reality show. Nelly and Ashanti, We Belong Together. I haven't watched any of it yet, so I'm just going on clips and conversation. This is why but my enemy of progress is apparently Lelly, because of some of the things that have come out from the show that he's been saying.
Right.
It sounds like a problem, like a whole red flag.
I would think so.
Basically, he's saying that he will not be changing any nappies of their little baba because he can afford nannies, and also it's not basically saying it's not his job. He's like, Ashanti's on her own until the baby can walk and talk. He's not getting involved. He made a joke. They said this was said in jest, but he's like, you know, fathers get no attention, so he kind of like. It's basically feeling like, I don't get the attention. It's all about the baby and the mother, and no one cares about me. Bit of woe is me, taking the attention off Ashanti, the new mother. He also defended his performing for Trump, saying, you know, him and Stu do so much for the community. This is a blip. There's nothing wrong with it, blah, 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 blah. And just general, seems like he's going on tour, and he's like saying, Ashanti, you're on your own now. This is you. You got to deal with the baby. I'm off on tour. No.
No. He took them with him.
He did take them with him.
Yes.
This is just me and rumours. Correct me.
I'll correct you with a few things.
Yeah, go on. Rumours and rumours. So anyway, this is what is in the public eye, and this is the thing. So I was like, is he an enemy of progress? Is he an enemy of progress for some of the things he's saying about their relationship? Or is this just maybe too much exposure into one side of a relationship where natural things happen, and when you talk about it, people interpret it to be their own thing? Because everyone's like saying, Ashanti, all of this to spin the block on this guy.
Okay.
That's what I was seeing. I was seeing a lot of talk like that. You know, I think he's an enemy of progress. I don't know about their relationship. I think a new couple, they're pretty new. You got a child doing reality TV is the worst thing that you can have happening for your relationship.
Yeah, I agree.
It generally ends. You get a 2-year span when you let those cameras come in, because you two, you were together for a long time, but that was a long time ago and you're different people now. Why are you doing reality TV? I get it, you need money, but that is the enemy of progress,
isn't it? Yeah,
absolutely.
I totally agree with you. When I heard about it, I was a bit concerned for the very same reason. Yeah. I was like, this doesn't usually end well. Is he an enemy of progress? So he's an enemy of progress for saying that he ain't changing no nappies. What he said was he isn't changing no nappies because he's 50 and he's done that.
He's 50?
He's 50.
Is he?
He's 50. Probably going to be 51 soon.
Oh.
Yeah. So he said that he's got grown children. And he said when he had his last son before the baby, he said, not doing that again. So he said, I'll give you, and I quote, I'll give you the world. I'll do everything, but I'm not doing that. Right. So I think he's an enemy for that. He's not saying she's on her own like he's not.
No.
Yeah. He's not saying she's on her own like he's not going to help raise the baby. They were on Breakfast Club, actually, talking about touring and all of that kind of stuff. And, they met up on the tour. She had her own things to go, so that she's left and done things. So I think there's elements of it that can be looked at as though he's an enemy and why have you gone back here? But in all honesty, their relationship looks like it is working. I'm concerned about the cameras in it, but it does look like it's working. Yeah. So for me, the only reason why he's a true enemy is the factor of you're not changing no nappies, because that is your kid.
Do you know what?
Yeah, you should.
I feel like I don't like him when he's only speaking his truth. Him saying I've done it before, and this is your love of your life's first foray into motherhood, and you're talking about I've done it before, so I'm not doing it again. That's not nice. That part is not nice. However, if he feels like I don't want to do this, he kind of has the rights. I don't really feel like he's an enemy of progress. He just doesn't want to do it anymore. But I just don't like, and it's a catch-22. I don't like you saying that to the new mother who wants to experience all these new things. It's not her fault that you've had a bag of kids already, not bag. But,
So he was like, so what's funny is it seems as though he's watching her when she's doing it, because they were talking about how he was telling her, careful of the little baby's pee-pee, because it might go in your face and in your mouth. And she was like, what are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. She got that little cap thing that goes on it. You know when you're changing the boys, so she got the cap thing to put over it. And he was like, he's going to get you. And she's like, no, it's fine, he's not going to get me. And then sure enough, the baby got her and it was all in her mouth and in her hair. And she was like, and he was like there laughing and saying, I told you, he's going to get you.
That's just what happens.
Yeah, so and even the bits about where he's talking about no one cares about me anymore. She also said, no one cares about me anymore. And we've had kids. We know when you have a kid, no one cares about you. So he's just saying it in the way that we have all said it. Yeah. Like I go to my mum's house and my mum will do that.
Looking, yeah.
God forbid I ever go to the house without Egypt. Like, why are you here? Like, even like my cousin will, if he sees me outside, he says, shouldn't you be at home with your daughter? Where's your daughter?
It is standardly like that. But there is a level of talk that men have generally when they're together, and it's when a baby is coming along and they are like, we are totally invisible. Yeah. And they have that conversation that the doctors, everybody in this, and it is that thing of, but truly it isn't about you at this moment 100%. In time. It's just not. And you will come into your space eventually, and then it turns into like the father has a role, but at the beginning stages, body-wise, it is the mother because you can die. Yeah. When the baby comes, it's still the mother because you are providing a lot more nurture and sustenance. But so again, the father is sidelined. Occupy that space. But I think it's really bad for dads to not get involved in the changing of nappies. Like, even if you have done it, those are bonding times though. And yes, you get peed on, and then you have stories like Russ got shit on. It's hilarious. It's one of our funniest pictures because it's just he was changing him, and I could see he was wrenching, and I said it from the sidelines. I think he's gonna do a poo, and Russ turns to me and is like, "What?" All over him.
See projectile poo, yeah. Do you know what's the enemy? Yeah? People not telling you about projectile poo.
I never knew about it.
Before you have a baby, no one warned you about projectile poo.
Yeah.
So
it's like a wee, but it's poo.
It's so much. Like, I would have to leave home with at least 2 or 3 changes of clothes for my daughter when she was a baby, because it would literally go everywhere. And I mean, like, to the point where you're thinking, well, what's the point of me putting a nappy on? I might as well just have her naked. One time I had to pick her up and actually put her in the shower and hose her down.
Yes.
Because it was everywhere.
So many, like,
you're leaving home. Punamis. You're about to leave home and then it's like, like, oh my God, what's going on?
Into their hair.
Everywhere. Like all up the back. Everywhere. How did it get here?
Apparently,
it's just because it pushes up.
Pampers are saying now they have a nappy that protects.
I don't believe
because they got a shelving thing, so where it could seep through and go into their baby grow, it then gets stored in the. I don't know. I need somebody to clarify if that is real, because there were quite a few baby grows we actually just threw out.
I threw away.
And like, you know, the vest, because they would just. There's no point in washing them. They go yellow.
I threw,
especially when they're little.
Have been that bad?
So many away. My daughter didn't. She wasn't a like throw up baby, but she was a shit.
My daughter was a throw up baby.
Oh, okay.
A bit more of a throw up.
So sometimes it's one or the other. One of my cousins, I used to look after him a lot. He was a proper vomiter. Like your clothes. You can't go in one outfit to their house, because if you have this baby, he will.
My nephew,
one of those, but he wasn't a pooer like that.
Yeah, okay. I think she wasn't. She vomited more than.
I think it's always one or the other.
I think so.
Yeah, you figure it out. Do you guys, now we're here, I've never asked anybody this. So I got taught from my cousin who had 5 boys. When you have a boy, you pour water into their little pee-pee when they're little to make them poo. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
It works, but it's like, I don't know who taught her. I'm always like...
I've never heard that.
I've never heard that.
I've never heard that.
No.
It makes them go poo. So, like, in the evenings...
Warm or just all cold? Any water?
So while you're kind of like bathing them...
Yeah.
So you would just... So that they wouldn't poo in the night. It's like she would put the water in. So when I had boys, I was like, oh yeah, the pee. And again, Russ was like, where did you even learn this from? Like, what? But they would poo. Yeah.
Wow.
They would wee, obviously, projectile wee, and then they would start pooing. And so then you didn't have night punamis.
Yeah.
Little tip for you guys.
She started eating solid food.
Oh my God.
I was like,
yeah, the running poo is long.
Oh my God.
That's horrible.
It goes on for such a long time.
It's just not nice.
Oh.
And the different shades is all long. But anyway,
disgusting.
So Nelly's not really an enemy of progress.
No,
and reality TV in your relationship early is an enemy of progress.
Yeah.
Be careful, guys. Be warned.
Please be careful, because we don't want
a Nelly.
I want them to survive.
Me too.
He's more of an enemy of progress for actually doing the Trump shit.
And that's, to be fair, that's what I was going to say. Because
definitely.
I know, and you know what, I can't bother to get into it. He said what he said. He said, and Snoop said similarly, like, I do a lot of work in the community.
Doesn't excuse it.
That's what I was thinking. So why is it that you can do work in the community and you can also support Trump, and we should be like, oh, all is forgiven?
Do you know what? I should have actually noted it, because Nelly said something about it wasn't necessarily about Trump. It's about the office. And I think I heard a few people say that, and I'm not going to, I don't have a stance, but they were like, it's more about the office that they're respecting, not the person sitting in office. So there's a patriotism to the office of America. Like, I think Americans have,
like
regardless of
just being a
background,
president.
Overall, the office and what it symbolizes. And I think Nelly said mentioned
we said it's like
being a military,
Palace,
having a military background as well. There's something about honouring that. There's that real patriotism to those institutions that helps them separate the actual human being that's in office from office and what it represents, and their freedom and liberties. So that's where maybe there's a level of understanding. I don't know
about that, I don't know. I think we've discussed it in a way
Yeah, we
where
have.
we've previously said that it's their equivalent of an MBE, OBE, CBE, or an invitation to go to Buckingham Palace, one of those places. There are people who separate it and they're like, oh, but it's an honour to be in this space. No, it's not an honour. You need to actually remember what it represents, whether or not it's Donald Trump, Biden, whoever the fuck it is. It's what it represents, what they're upholding as a organisation. Because let's face it, that's really what they are. Like, for that, I don't care if you're doing work in the community. I want you to continue to do work in the community, obviously. But what are you saying to the community at the same time? The community that are being terrorised by that government, you know, the community that are being murdered on the street by the police, the community that are being incarcerated en masse, the community that are being told that they can't have Medicare, the community that are being told that they can't have jobs that pay them well, the community that are being told that diversity doesn't make any difference, the community that are being taken off the street by ICE, you're telling them that it's okay.
Basically. Yeah.
But then they will remove all of that
I mean.
for the institution. It's definitely the Buckingham, the MBE comparison.
It's the same.
That's what it is. But that's where he's coming.
I think it's a crock of shit, honestly. And in the same way, for the people that will go into Buckingham Palace and receive an MBE or an OBE or whatever, and be like, but I'm upholding this because my grandparents,
all of that.
They came here. I'm like, that is an absolute crock of shit because absolutely, your grandparents were under a colonialized rule. So we know more now to uphold that? And yes, they may have been proud, but there were also a hell of a lot of slaves that didn't want slavery to end. That doesn't mean that they were right and we should keep that going.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not. It's a cop out.
Your grandparents came, happened to them when they came.
Precisely.
Like they may have, look, my gran had pictures and plates and all fucking royal family memorabilia, pictures of Princess Diana and Prince Charles at the time. Until the day that she died, she had that stuff. You couldn't tell her nothing about the royal family. But this is the same people who upheld the system of when you came here with your British passport, your Grenadian British passport, you still had to then apply for citizenship to be a citizen of this here country because you're not recognised. You came here and you were told no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. Yeah,
and they didn't stop that.
And they didn't stop that. You weren't given the same opportunities in housing or in employment because of what
and education
and education.
Yeah.
You weren't and education. You weren't given those opportunities. So just because they liked these people doesn't make it right. And like you said, we know more now. You can't tell me that it will be okay and you're going to do your grand proud by going and shaking hands with fucking King Charles. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Absolutely not. And what he represents to this day, what they still want to uphold, I don't get it. And I haven't heard anybody give me a convincing argument. And I have friends and family. Nobody has said something to me where it's made me think, okay, I hear your point. No. It just feels like you want a pat on the back from an institution that people think is affluent, but they do it off of the blood, sweat and tears of our ancestors. And absolutely not. It's not okay. I will bleed this country for everything that it will give me because I feel like I'm owed it.
We are owed it. Our family built this shit.
But I am not going to skin teeth with Charles.
No.
At all.
It's not going to happen.
And bow.
It's the bowing and the curtsying would drive me insane.
No.
I could never. I'm not interested in that at all. It doesn't gas me. It doesn't make me feel good about anything like that.
No, it feels more like a real disrespect to my integrity and my ancestors.
Yeah,
100%.
it's
to even go down that road,
Yeah.
like truly, and everybody has autonomy to do whatever they want, and it's you and your life. But for me, if you see me do that shit, they got me.
Same.
They got me. I'm now under the
We've
spell.
said it so many times.
Said it
There's
so
many
times.
Not one of us are in it.
Not one of us. I'm not in it. I decline.
Doesn't make sense.
Or it's going to be a protest.
Put my name forward. Don't even bother.
Yeah. Or it's going to be. I'm going to go there, and you're going to see me on the
and
news.
then I'm going to get arrested.
I'm going to do some shit.
It's going to be like, no, it's not going to happen.
It's going to be one of those
My
ones.
back's going to be to the back. I won't be there anyway. It's not even going to happen.
But if I did, that's why. Just know that's why.
I don't even know what event could happen. That would be like
the end of the monarchy. That's what could happen if they were announcing it's the end of the monarchy and that they're giving back all of their stolen jewels.
Then
and here it is. And this is what's happening. And come and get your reparations. Then you'll see me at that bitch.
Yeah, first in line.
Yeah.
That's when you see me at that bitch.
True.
Yeah, there isn't a thing.
All right. Who's your enemy?
Okay, so deep sigh. My enemy. Why is it always every week? I feel like I'm just repeating myself. My enemy is the UK government and the UK and global press, I would say. So at Glastonbury on the weekend, just gone, what are they called? Bob Vylan. They performed, and during their performance, they spoke about Palestine and they said free Palestine, and they also led a chant saying death to the IDF, right? So the UK government and the press are outraged, and they're calling it anti-Semitism, and they're saying, why didn't the BBC stop it? And, he's inciting violence and it's inciting death to all these people and all this shit, right? They are so outraged that they are now trying to launch criminal investigations to Bob Vylan. Their talent agency have dropped them.
Yep.
And this is because of what they said. They're calling it anti-Semitic. Now, let's be clear. It's not anti-Semitic. They didn't say death to all Jews. They said to the IDF, who are a army, effectively. Okay, that's what they are. Now, people are saying it's anti-Semitic because who's in the army? It's all Jewish people. And then there's people saying, actually, no, it's not all Jewish people in the army. It's not all Jewish people at all. How can you incite violence on such a big platform? What they're not doing is looking at the reason why people are saying death to the IDF. And they don't actually mean go and kill them. That's not actually what they mean. They're talking about dismantling the organisation and, looking at peaceful resolve to what's happening in Palestine. And the reason why they're highlighting it is because the IDF are responsible for killing, them and the Israeli government are responsible for killing tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in Palestine. They're responsible for upholding settler violence in the West Bank. They are responsible for killing journalists, children. They're responsible for bombing 36 of the 36 hospitals in Gaza, all the universities. They're responsible for targeting people who are going to get aid whilst they're starving. They're responsible for blocking aid. They're responsible for all of these things. And that is the real crime. So when they're talking about death to the IDF, that is what they're talking about. But it's being conflated and people are now focusing on Bob Vylan rather than focusing on the fact that there are children starving in Gaza.
But that's all by design.
Yeah, of course it's by design.
All of it, just to break in here. You can carry on in a second.
That's cool.
But I think what has absolutely pissed me off with all of this, really, is the amount of journalists on almost every single platform that came out condemning a chant. But there is not near anything at the same time that they're chanting in Glastonbury, that they're bombing in Gaza, bombing a cafe where people are celebrating birthdays by the beach so that they can see the sea, just trying to get away from it all. They're bombing them for no reason, no political reason other than we want to kill people. I think I saw 2 pieces on it. I saw about 20 people condemning Bob Vylan. 2 pieces. And we are supposed to, in what world is this okay? What type of humans are we where you're going to be, outraged by a chant in Glastonbury by a punk band? This is what punks do. But that's by the by. But you can kill maybe 100, 150 people and nobody isn't saying anything about it. It's actually what? And this is a mind game. So we're talking about Bob Vylan instead of talking about 150 people died who have family who are now not here because of the IDF. And we should all be like, yeah, no, but we've got to condemn a punk band.
Children being sniped by the IDF.
Makes no sense.
So things they're not condemning. So politicians, Israeli politicians coming out and saying on air, every child, every baby in Gaza is an enemy. We need to conquer Gaza and not leave a single Gazan child there.
Is that not a genocide?
No one condemns that. security
Wild.
minister in Israel. The Gaza Strip should be flattened, and for all of them, there is one sentence, and that is death. So today, the 30th, is not today, 30th, on the 30th, can't remember what day, but basically it's been passed. The Palestine Action thing, 385 MPs voted to ban Palestine Action. Only 26 voted against it. So you can be banned and labelled as a terrorist for basically condemning genocide and the death of children.
Yeah.
You're labelled a terrorist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This world is crazy, and they're just doing it in plain sight. And how can you expect us to be outraged by someone saying a chant? But we shouldn't be outraged by the images that we see daily of children starving, people being bombed, people being burned, people being sniped, people being starved to death and shot whilst they're trying to get food. How can you... There was nothing left in Gaza. There's nothing there.
It's an insanity that they're trying to get all of us to adopt, that this is okay and we should all be like, this makes sense. And for some reason, Israel have the right to do this. I saw one guy say, the fact that it took place at a concert, and 2 years ago, 330 people were killed at a concert in Israel, and you guys are doing this chant. And I'm like, so for that 330 people were killed at that concert, and so their lives mean that 100 times more people in Gaza need to die for those 333. That's a tragedy in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in that same time that you had said that, there's probably 333 people in Gaza that have died, but their lives mean nothing. We don't even need to know their names. Nobody needs to.
It means nothing. It means nothing.
It's crazy.
500 people have died getting aid. 500 people. There's an Israeli press organization. I can't remember how to pronounce it. Haaretz or something like that. Habatz. I can't remember what it is. But they ran an article this week, and they had interviewed Israeli IDF soldiers, and they were saying it's a killing field and we are under instruction to kill as many people as possible. Your own soldiers are saying, and this is the point as well. What people are saying about the IDF, it's not a lie. The IDF are actually on social media showing what they're doing themselves, showing themselves committing what is known as to be against international law. They are showing it. It's war crimes. They are showing it themselves. So we're not sitting here making it up, basing it on things that we've heard and not seen. We have seen it. So you're telling, what does that mean to the world? You are telling us that we should be in support of people who do these things. Basically. You're telling us that it's self-defense. It's no longer self-defense, but you're just mowing them down regardless.
It's an annihilation.
And our governments are saying that we should be in support of that. Yeah. And our governments are out here lying and saying that the majority of us support that. That is why I say democracy is a lie. Because we don't support it, Keir Starmer. You don't fucking speak for me, Keir Starmer. You're supposed to be a humanitarian lawyer.
Exactly.
You don't fucking speak for me. I'll say it again. I'll look in the camera when I say it. You don't fucking speak for me. Yeah? You are committing war crimes. And Palestine Action are highlighting the war crimes. They said, that the planes that Palestine Action graffitied, sprayed red, were damaged beyond repair. And it was going to cost 30 million to fix it.
To just spray.
Damaged. They said it went into the engine and it damaged beyond repair. Do you know that it's been tracked that those planes have been flying? So there's a report that's come out and it shows that those planes that you said is damaged beyond repair has been flying like on and on.
Oh, God.
I'm silent because I don't have anything to say. You guys have said everything. There's not much else to, because I feel like as you said, we are repeating ourselves. I think Massive Attack, they had their concert in Manchester recently and they showed, they've been criticised for showing the Hamas leader or something like that, but they also showed the numbers of, it's like 36 billion over the years of this kind of genocide that's been happening, that US has been funding.
And Germany.
Israel is like 36 billion.
36 billion has gone into this.
Has gone into this war.
And we should all believe this is because, what was it? It was over 1,000 people in Israel that were killed. 36 billion for 1,000 people. Really? And we
Over
should
the years,
we
this
should
happening.
believe this, that this
should
is
believe this.
this is what it is. No, you want to take that land because you know that that is the only way for you to commandeer the Middle East.
Mhm.
You know this. So you're all in it together. Just tell us the truth. Because there will probably be some people that will be like, for the sake of the West reigning supreme,
There will be
we
people
are
that
going
say
to
that.
support you on this.
The woman was saying, but are you saying that Israel don't have a right to exist? Because you know they say that.
This is always
it's either
It's not that though.
Yeah, this is always the
either,
way.
do you support Hamas or don't you think that Israel has a right to exist, or they were only defending themselves, right? Now, what people forget, don't Palestinians have a right to exist?
Yeah.
Didn't Palestinians have a right to self-defense? Why is it only one way? Like, they keep talking about October the 7th, which we have all sat here and we've all said was a tragedy, right? We have all sat here and said it. But what I will also say is, when you're being oppressed and you're being victimized and you're being, your whole human rights are being affected, there's going to be a breaking point. And this is not me supporting what happened. I'm just saying there is going to be a breaking point. What do they think is going to happen as a result of what they're doing? Because you cannot make peace the way that they are doing it. And they don't want peace. Let's be clear about that.
This is the thing.
Sorry,
They don't want it.
I have to adjust it. I was looking to. That's why I was on my phone looking. It's actually Israel has been the largest cumulative recipient of U.S. foreign aid since its founding, receiving $310 billion, which has been adjusted for inflation, but it's $310 billion.
They received
Germany-
310 billion from the USA alone.
US
Germany
alone.
has given them $500 million since October the 7th. Keir Starmer's out here talking about he wants to cut back on disability allowances.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's saying we can't afford it. We can't afford it. Stop funding other people towards them.
It is leveled all the time. It is like, does Israel not have a right to exist? And I would say, yes, under the terms that both people agree to, and then that's how you exist.
Yeah, it's just
Like you have to
human
stick, you can't have a settler program because that's stealing land.
Yeah.
You can't occupy territories because that is an apartheid. In this way that it is existing, no, you don't have a right to.
Not in this way.
Because you're oppressing a people that were there first. But if you stick to the terms, then you can live there and they can live there.
That's it.
And should that not be what we would all want? But why do you want to take all of the land? And why are you being allowed to take all of the land? And it's like 6 countries, basically the biggest ones, that are supporting you. And everybody else is saying what you're doing is criminal. Should we not go on the majority? If it's like 1 billion people are in cahoots with one country and there are 8 other billion that are like literally absolutely not, I think we should go with the majority. You're on the wrong side. And everybody else that was supporting it, you should also do time. Like you got away with it with South Africa. You got away with calling South Africans that were trying, and all of the protesters, you got away with calling them terrorists. Somebody needs to do time. I don't think we should live through this again in our lifetimes. Like literally, our lifetimes, we should see 2 apartheids, and nobody does any time for it.
Let's not forget how they got there. You lot were refugees. You were welcomed into the country. The Palestinians let you in their homes. They let you in their homes. They were not the ones that persecuted you in Germany, in Austria, in any of those places. It wasn't the Palestinian people. It wasn't even Arabs. It's Europeans that did that to you.
But yet they're your biggest allies.
Imagine.
That must be the guilt trip.
It's not only the guilt trip, it's financial. They ethnically cleansed the Jewish people. They said, here you are, go over here, because they didn't want them in Europe. That's really what they did.
Yeah.
We'll give you this bit of land. Remember, they were trying to give them places in Africa as well.
Yeah. This whole thing could have been Uganda.
Could have been Uganda.
Was just on the list as well. It just so happened there was the perfect recipe of different diverse nations in Palestine where you could be like, you guys could slot in there. It's actually crazy to think, because if they had done that in Uganda, again, Uganda, you're gonna try and take the Congo. It would be the same thing, is why it does annoy me when there are fractions of black people that are like, but what about what's going on in Sudan and the Congo? And it's like, it's the same rulers doing everywhere. It's just the strong difference is that, again, Congo has just done a deal with Trump.
Ugh.
The lines of the oppressor are very blurred in Congo, but it's the same people. And what they're doing in Palestine, if they are able to do this, woe betide everybody else.
I'm going to say this. Israel doesn't have diamonds. There's no diamonds in Israel. There's none. But they're the biggest exporter of diamonds. Where do you think they're getting their diamonds from? But as you said, Nana, it's all linked together. The oppressor is the same person. It's just the level of violence or the execution of it or the way that we're seeing it is being done totally different in Palestine.
Mm-hmm. So, Jeff Bezos. Everybody's mad at his extravagant wedding. I'm mad at his extravagant wedding. Are you bothered by Jeff Bezos marrying Lauren Sanchez in Venice?
Am I mad?
So basically, okay, so
go on.
You are mad.
I am.
Are you mad?
I'm offended by what he did.
Okay, yeah. Bezos and Sanchez's wedding cost $23 to $34 million.
What the?
Had celebrity guests, Michelin-starred food, performances in historic Venetian venues. It's already been protested. Where were they going to be? They were going to be in Santorini, were they? Was it Santorini or Greece?
No.
They were looking at Greece.
No, somewhere in Greece, I think. Me and my
before they settled on Venice.
They got protested out of the way, so they relocated anyway. So you had lots of celebrities there, the Kardashians, the Trumps, Usher apparently, and Bill Gates and Oprah were there. They were protested. Greenpeace and activist groups were staging lots of protests.
As Leonardo DiCaprio, Mr. I'm all for the earth, but I travel on jets and go to Jeff Bezos' wedding was there.
So it's basically everybody was there.
Well, everyone with money.
The who's who.
The who's who of the rich elite, the AAAs. So, but people are mad. Are you mad? You said you're mad. Why are you mad?
I am a bit. I am mad for the Italians that were there, the locals that are like, our life is stopping for this man and his bird to get married. And I was like, look, there are lots of islands all over. Your brethrens have islands. I'm sure he has islands where you can have your wedding and you're not going to disturb a set of people that live here. Their commerce, their everything else, like they can't travel around. You basically wanted the whole place for yourselves. Go and do it on an island. It's just like these billionaires feel like the world is theirs, and it's pissing me off because then they want to take us to Mars. Take yourselves there and piss off. Like literally take all your billions and go elsewhere and all commune together. Why do us normal folk have to deal with you? And that's what I would hate. If he wanted to get married in Stratford and I couldn't get around, I'd be pissed off. That's what I hate. And he could have done. Because everybody says Venice smells.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like Stratford smells as well. So we also don't have a lake. But the point is, he could have picked Stratford.
Why are you mad?
Because I just don't like him. I despise what he represents. I despise the fact that his wedding cost so much money and his employees are struggling.
Exactly.
I hate it.
It's crazy.
He could have bumped up everybody's pay a little bit.
I hate it.
I hate it.
That could have been the wedding gift to you guys.
I despise the fact that most of these people who attended the wedding were probably bought. I despise that. I despise the fact that these same people will talk about humanitarian issues and then they've gone to this arsehole's wedding. I despise the fact that I feel like he paid for his missus to be on the cover of Vogue.
I think he paid.
I despise that.
Vogue needs money.
Yeah. So I despise that. Yeah. That's me.
Yeah, it's actually gross, actually.
It was gross. Gross.
Do you despise
display
that?
of opulence.
Yeah,
offensive.
At this moment in time, you know.
At this time.
Yes.
And I think because I was, you know me already, fine. Gonna try and find a reason. I was thinking, look, if you've got the money, you could do the hell you want. That's basically the bottom line. You can and should, human beings, free will, do what you want, isn't it? But it's a disruption to the everyday person. I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. You're being protested. Where's your love for humanity? Would you display that you don't have any love for humanity because you underpay your staff to the point where people are pissing in people's doorways because they're so scared to take a pee break. So when they're doing deliveries, they're pissing in the people's front gardens and stuff, and then they're carrying on their delivery because they don't want to miss or drop a shift or whatever. So all of this stuff that's tied to you, Mr. Bezos, then now you're going to do this over extravagant wedding. Yeah, it's a problem. I did think you can do what you want, but find an island. You don't have to disturb people. What is this? What are you telling everyone? It is long. But what about Oprah and Usher? I couldn't find out any other.
Gail was there as well.
Of course.
Who?
Gail. She was there.
Oh, Gail's going to be there. With Oprah.
Yeah.
She was on her own.
The blacks that were there. Do we cancel them? I mean, should they have been there? Do we have to place extra burden on the blacks that were in attendance? Would you, if you had got an invite for your door from Amazon Prime, say, or Amazon...
Do you know what? Yeah, I feel like that's the fucking least that he could do. There should have been
normal
there
folk.
should have
The common
been
folk.
a bunch. Like he should have at least invited 100 common folk,
normal people,
primers.
Would you have
He should have
gone
invited at least
if you were invited?
He should have invited 100 of his staff.
At least his top managers.
Yeah,
should have made it. No, I wouldn't. Honestly, it's a funny thing. I'm getting more into it. Go on, give me a scenario.
Private jet.
Mm-hmm.
Family can come. The boys and your husband can come. You're gonna have your own ensuite.
No
5-star.
A whole penthouse.
Whole penthouse.
Yeah,
everything. Got a
gondola guy. All of it. And he would drop me 20,000 for the 2 days that I'm there. I'm still not doing it.
Me neither.
There's a level of these guys.
Yeah.
Him, Zuckerberg, Oprah, Elon Musk, Trump. I would not even be in their space.
Yeah.
Like
soul suckers.
Absolutely not. No, you can't.
It's a slippery slope.
Somebody who is left afield may still have their money and they funnel it my way. I may not say no.
Mm-hmm.
But the big name, the big hitters, you can't get me.
Would you be someone's plus one?
Absolutely no. I'm not going.
It's all the reasons why I said I despise it. That's why. I don't care if you've invited me. Like my moral compass cannot manage that shit. Like you're fucking up the world as well.
Yeah.
Like the amount of waste that comes from Amazon. The amount you pay your staff shit. You're burning all these fuels into the ozone layer with your stupid rockets. You're fucking doing all this stuff with your delivery drive, with your actual deliveries, your packaging and all of this stuff. There's a lot of waste. You can't sell everything, so then you burn it. You're fucking... No. There's just some things that
it's just a wedding. Like, she's probably going to divorce him in 5 years' time.
Know how many famous people she'd been with previously.
Oh, is she I
had no idea. Oh my God, let me find it. Let me find it. I saw on the old internet, they were showing how many famous people she'd been with before.
Apparently there's farms of them. As in, there's like they raise these women, but and they get passed around. Yeah, there's farms.
Yeah, but I think that,
and they get passed around. Like it's almost like a new set of debutantes.
I was about to say someone called her a particular a bot wife. What are they called?
A Stepford wife.
It wasn't Stepford. They use another term, but yeah, literally like a Stepford wife. But there are women that are raised to be on the arms of rich, successful
men. And they go on they do their moments in St. Bart's, so you'll go cruising on the ships when they're young, and then they have a succession of who they go with. In the same way that Diddy had sets of women that had been with lots of people, and all of them, like the various baby mothers that Future has, Bow Wow it's the same set. Yeah, there's a set of women that kind of come into the space, usually when they're about 14, and they get passed along. And if you're lucky, you'll get married. But most of them don't. So yeah, I just wouldn't hang around with it. I was Stedman even there? Because I bet he wasn't.
When have you last heard about Stedman?
I know.
Is Stedman even around? The husband, the boyfriend.
I don't know.
I don't think they've broken up. But Dale is always a plus one. Where is Stedman? Who's Stedman moving with?
Maybe Stedman. Well, Stedman's supposed to be successful in his own right, isn't he? So, you know.
I just wonder.
Stedman is not. I haven't heard his name. I even forgot about him.
Did you? You just came into my head. Like, why was Girl there and I bet Stedman weren't even allowed out of the basement?
Find
Poor
it.
guy.
No, Stedman's fine. Whatever agreement he agreed, he's fine. He's absolutely
Can't
fine.
find it, but there's a whole article and it just runs through all the men that she's run through.
Yeah. They get passed
There's loads of
around.
them.
Well, I mean, she's landed on a. I just don't believe it. I give it 5 years.
Well, the wedding, the marriage.
The marriage. I give it 5 years.
Sure. I mean, I don't even have a time. Who cares? Because she's going to get her millions when they finish.
I hope she divorces him and becomes a billionaire as well.
Like the other wife.
Yeah,
But at least the other
It's
wife
doing
kind of earned
philanthropy.
it.
she did earn it. She did. She actually worked.
Yeah,
She actually worked for her part.
she did.
Would you take her donation of millions? You know, she's given out money every so often.
Yeah.
Oh, his wife?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I feel that's reparations.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't want, if you're going to give me money, you can't tell me you are literally dropping that money and you piss off. Like, I would take money like that. But I'm not being invited somewhere and then I go and no.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
you're
just
telling me
drop it
how
in
to
my
spend
account.
it.
Because the minute you get on that plane, you've already signed still delivered your life away. There's no
Absolutely.
way. Your soul's gone.
no
Like,
going
they're going
back.
to inject you with something. There's nothing. You could,
From when they were
You can't
doing
get
the
on the plane.
tannoy, they are programming me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no, just give me the money. No, I'm not even, I just think they just have ways, even
but you
through
can't
their
even
eyes.
really and truly, you can't really take the money. I don't know how you can get the money to yourself without, because the minute they have access to you, it's a wrap.
But
It's
if
a
it's
wrap.
not his money, like directly anymore, because it's the ex-wife's money,
You
and
just have to find a way to clean it. Because how?
I know.
that's
there's-
true.
there's a
Or
system
you'd have
you
to
gotta
give
go
it all
through.
away, wouldn't you?
You would. You'd have
It's-
to move it.
it's blood
You can't
money.
keep it. Yeah, you can't
It is.
keep
Clearly
it.
blood money.
You'd have to put
Really
it into
bad.
something else. It's how many times it'd have to change hands before it becomes pure money? You just would never really see it.
I don't know if
Really.
it could be. It's blood
That's what
money.
I'm saying. You can't.
Ugh, it's actually
All right,
terrible.
next enemy before we go.
Davido.
What's Davido done?
Is Davido the enemy for this?
Mm.
So Davido was at a concert and he stopped the show. He said, "Stop the show."
It was his own concert. Yeah.
Yeah, his concert.
Yeah.
Stop. I will no longer sing. When he spotted a woman with her baby. He basically said, "You should go home." Yeah, because she's there with her baby.
What type of nonsense is that? To a whole concert? You took a baby?
whole concert, and I don't think the baby had like ear defenders on
No, it
or
didn't.
anything like that.
You're just out.
She's outside.
I'm just enjoying myself. I got to leave. I
She
got
had
to leave that.
tickets. She was going.
No, that's just stupid.
I just didn't like him calling her wicked because I didn't know the scenario. It was a lot. The baby is a bobber. It's an actual.
The
It's
baby.
not bubber. When you see it, it's
So like under
Can't
6
even
months,
hold-
type
yeah.
of-
Yes,
like about
it's
6
a
months, about 6
baby.
months.
It's fresh.
fresh bubber.
Fresh out of the pan.
Is it? And then for some reason they passed the baby forward and then passed the baby back. I don't know what was going
Because
on.
she was probably thinking, oh, he's
Oh,
going to
okay,
have...
well, yeah, maybe.
No.
And it could be, there's a level of
Look,
Delulu.
the baby is, and the crowd is in melee.
Yeah.
And they're bringing the baby forward to the front so that Davido can see this
To see the
baby.
baby. There's a high level of Delulu, but I didn't like him calling her wicked.
It is wicked.
No, but I just didn't like
Child abuse.
I
It
didn't
is
like
abuse.
I didn't like him saying that because I was like, I don't know. I want to know what this woman's story is. It's not
No.
right. It's not right, and it's
Did
not
she
okay.
make it onto the stage or something?
No.
What,
I don't know what happened. Why the baby was, but it's just. It's.
I need to see.
I need to know what the woman needs to come
is
out and talk.
Because, she needs to
She
explain,
needs to explain what
happened.
what was thinking. 'Cause I thought,
It's like she's just like trying to get the baby through the crowd.
maybe
Like,
she
see-
thought Davido would see, bless the baby, give the money, and put the nappy and
It's
money in
the
the diaper.
concert. You're at
It's
a
a concert. It's mad.
not
And
like
it's an outside
like
concert.
sometimes people would be standing outside a hotel or whatever, waiting to
No,
wave
it's a
at people or
concert. It's a
whatever.
full blown
It's a
concert.
full blown concert. Imagine a Davido concert and that the hundreds of people that are there, and what it's how crowded it
I
can
don't
get near the
understand
front.
why you would ever think that this was okay.
Sensible
I'm
move.
talking about even for the security. How did she get in with a baby? Like all of the levels to get to the front for Davido to even spot. There is somebody
No,
in
but
my
listen.
concert with a baby.
What's going
What
on?
type of mindless? This is what I'm saying. I don't know. I have a question for you guys. Actually, yeah. Right.
Go
So
on.
there's a polarity. Yeah, the law of polarity. Like you have to have stupid to have smart.
Yeah.
don't it feel like there are way more stupid people than there are smart people? I don't how does intelligence get dispersed that woman even made it to the front and went past a whole load of people that should have stopped her and called her wicked before Davido even called her wicked?
Because
it looks. Sorry, can I just say one thing before you say it? It does look like there's a man, and he looks like a security guard, right? That is almost waving at Davido to. Yeah, there's a baby here. He needs to go in the bin too. But carry on.
I think that we have been purposefully and forcefully dumbed down. We have also broken ties of community and village raising. So everyone has been programmed now to mind their own business for whatever reason. No one is stepping in anymore when things are afoot, are awry, are amiss. So that's why, I don't know about the polarities, whether there's more dumb people or not, but the conditioning that we've been conditioned to be an individual and to just not use our brains for sense, because maybe if you think too hard, the reality is nothing's going to change. I think we've been really brainwashed into what of apathetic behavior. We accept everything at this point. There's this thing that you can do what you want. You can be what you want. You can say what you want. This free will thing has gone wild. And the minute you start turning it back, then unfortunately people start to get unduly oppressed. So it's like they've opened the floodgates of, because as I'm talking, I can hear the homophobes, the transphobes, the racists saying, well, this is why. The open of the floodgates has allowed for a lot. And to close it back, we cannot. So we're in this madness where anything goes at this point. Wherever your boundaries are of what goes and what shouldn't go, they're no longer existing.
You know what should go? She should go in the bin. The mum should go in the bin.
I don't know, but I want to understand. I want to understand her. I don't know how old is she? What is her mind?
Fuck.
No, I do give a fuck. I give a fuck about the mum because I want to understand why. Because I was thinking of myself as a young mum. I was outside reading I keep saying I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm rereading my diaries. I was an outside young mum. I was outside all of the time. And
can I just ask you a question?
I never realised, would I take my baby to a concert? No, I wouldn't take an Amma to a concert. Took her to Carnival though. And someone would look at me and say, why have you got a baby at Carnival? Someone would say,
on a Sunday or the Monday?
Can't remember. I know she went to Carnival and she's been going Carnival since a baby. She was on my chest at Carnival. I wasn't in the crowd with her, but I was still at Carnival. And my mum wasn't happy.
And I hear that. And I hear everything you've just said. But you see how you ended that. You took her to Carnival. She was on your chest, but you wasn't in the crowd. This woman,
I know,
made her way to the front of the stage.
I know,
yeah,
with the baby like this.
I know.
She carried it like
what? I would like to understand her mindset. I just want to understand.
I think there is. You know what her mindset is? It's the same mindset that allowed people to take their children to an R. Kelly concert and hand them over to R. Kelly and then be on the internet talking about, I can't get through to my child. Yeah, it's that celebrity worship and that's what I'm talking about. Why are there so many stupid people out here? And it feels like there's a lot of them compared to intelligent people. I don't understand how reason wouldn't settle in that he is a mere man who can do music. That's it. That is Davido's power. He isn't a healer. He is a mere man that does music. Why are you taking your precious child, another human being who isn't even formed, into a loud environment that ears aren't even formed yet, to then get something going on with their ears?
All of that.
It's like, why? What? But how stupid are you?
But that's what I want to understand.
You think this is okay?
I want to understand her mindset. I do want to understand, everything you said. What motivated you to leave your yard to do this? What is going on in your world?
I just say, I actually don't care what motivated her, because whatever it was is selfish. I don't care.
She might be mad.
No. She could be mad.
That's what I'm saying. She could be mad.
Okay, but that's not going to resolve the issue of any of. I'm just saying, I don't care what motivation she had to go and do that. Whether it's that she's down and out and she wanted uplifting and all of these things, because she could have gone without the baby. Or if she doesn't, or she doesn't have anybody, if she doesn't have anybody to look after the baby and she went, she could have been on the sidelines.
Yeah.
She had her baby like this and was walking through the crowd and got to the front of the crowd are pushing and shoving and all sorts of things. Your baby's like less than 6 months, if that.
Yeah.
I don't need to understand. I'm talking about me.
No,
I don't.
I'm not arguing with you.
I know you're not, because I get why you're saying there must be a reason for this. Like, what is your motivation for doing something so outrageous? And I'm just saying
to see Davido, for Davido to see her child. That there isn't another explanation, because as I said, he's not a healer.
No, he's not a healer.
I want this man to see my child because maybe he is going to give me money for this child. And all of those things are stupid, because even if he did, what's he going to give you? Even if he gave you the equivalent of £1,000, you could have lost your child in the pursuit of that. And those are the things where I'm like, can we use our nuggins? But sometimes poverty will get you to do really stupid things.
I just had a thought.
That's all
It's no justification. I don't give a shit. But I did just have a thought. What if it's his kid?
It's Davido.
You're
listen,
your child.
It's
I've come here.
I've
come here to
listen.
find you.
Listen, that
where's
could be
my
real.
money?
That could be actually a point. And that'd be like, listen, fix it.
But
that could be what it was, because it's Davido and he'd be having kids.
He'd be having them chilling.
Yeah, that could be it. I mean, it's no excuse. It's absolutely wild. But I would like to sit her down. And it would even just be an auntie-vention. What the fuck come into your mind?
Yeah.
Who's guiding you? Who's talking to you? Where's your sense? Where? Because there's something. Anyway, there's so many things. I would like to know who she is. And
folks are out here doing wild shit every single day. It's a lot. I am wondering.
Including talking on planes when it's a night flight. I just need to say that's my enemy of progress. I've been on 2 planes in the nighttime. People have been talking. It's a night flight. You don't talk. You just don't. I don't care. That's my rule. It's a night flight. You can have your initial conversation when the first snacks come out. The first was a long haul. First snacks, you're talking. Afterwards, shut up.
Fair. Actually,
shut up.
Okay,
it's a night
I didn't know it was a night flight. Actually,
not a day flight. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
it's annoying,
a night flight.
But there's nothing you can do. It's a night flight. The lights are dimmed. The second flight was a short haul. It was a short flight, so the lights were on the whole time. But it's still like etiquette. There's etiquette. You're chatting the whole time. Sometimes you can't. They don't tell you. They don't announce and say, "Please be quiet." They don't.
Why would they tell you?
They won't.
No, I mean, like everybody. So I'm thinking the last night flight I was on. So the initial, we're giving you food type of thing as you settle in, and then the lights dimmed, and all conversations with an air hostess or anything is it's all hushed.
I think because
so you would know you don't talk.
Do you know what? I don't agree. I get on a lot of night flights. I don't agree. I don't want anyone to tell me after I've paid my fucking 1,500, whatever the hell it is that I've paid to go to my country, my ancestral home. I don't want you to be telling me if I can and can't talk. What I do say is that don't be talking loud though. But don't tell me I can't talk. Well, I must be quiet. What if you can't sleep? There are some people who genuinely can't sleep. What if some people have a fear of flying and the only way to calm themselves down is to be engaged with somebody and to have communication? Don't tell me I can't talk. You can ask me to be quiet and respect the people that are sleeping. You can ask me to do that. Don't be like talking loud, like, Roar! Don't be doing that shit. Have some etiquette in that way. But I'm not going to be silent. You can't ask me to be silent.
No, I don't think silent. I don't think silence. I think it's a quiet, dull tone. Yes.
It's a dull tone.
Yeah. And to be fair, the people that are behind me, because there was a woman on the aisle. I always like an aisle seat. It's the woman on the aisle next to mine. We were having problems with our TV and whatever on the long haul. So we had a little, travel bond. And I am, to be fair, sensitive to I don't like talking. I don't like extra noise. So I'm already sensitive. So I'm aware of that. So I do have to okay, let me not be me and check my levels. Am I being unfair or unreasonable? All I can hear is, no, it's this, no, it's not, it's, no. And they're behind me. Talking. It is now after the service is done, everyone's settling down to sleep. Your voice is carrying. I put my headphones on because I was like, let me not be me, give them some grace. I can still hear you through the headphones.
If you can hear the people through the headphones, they're talking.
I had turned it up, but also I'm trying to sleep. It's loud, so the TV, whatever, I can still hear you. So then I was like, I did my British passive aggressive. And then I was like, could you please just like a little bit? And the woman was like, what did she say? She told us to be quiet. And they did. The guy got up and went to the lounge area or whatever. And she then dulled down, I think. And in the end, I fell asleep. In the morning, when the flight landed, my aisle buddy was like, they didn't shut up the whole night. She was there. They're behind me.
And she could still hear them.
They didn't shut up the whole night.
As I said, I feel like there should be some etiquette in the level of your voice.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Let's
talk about the level.
I think that is the standard.
It's not silent. I'm not saying silent.
That I must be quiet.
But I will then if that be the case, then we might get into an altercation. Because if they were like, they argued back. Because I was really like, what would be the scenario? What would happen if they argued back? What could we do? Because then I was thinking that I'd speak to the air hostess, and I would have said to the air hostess, "Can you please just tell them to be quiet? I'm not trying to be rude. I don't want to be disrespectful." But they did quiet.
I feel like I have seen that on a flight though before, like an air hostess just
saying,
kind of calming people down.
Yeah, I've seen them say,
especially when there's a lot of people sleeping, and there's like some people in there laughing and giggling, and it's just like, it is having courtesy because also you don't know where these people are traveling to, what they have gone through before they've gone on the just let them rest. It's a night flight. Yeah. I think that is a standard. But maybe that would be the best recourse. Yeah. Is to get the air hostess to just deal with it. Yeah. So that they don't come after you.
I feel
you never know.
But again, don't be telling me to be quiet though. Like, if you can tell me to could you please lower your voice? I think there's definitely should be an etiquette, but not an expectation of silence.
Fair.
I don't think it's silence.
Can I do my last enemy of progress?
Of course you can.
My last enemy of progress is M&S and their wild, stupid shits that they get me wanting to eat. They have now brought out a strawberry cream sweetbread sandwich. And I've been searching for this sandwich for over a week now, going to M&S, trying to find it, and it's sold out. And I want to try it. I don't care if it gives me diabetes. I want to try this sandwich. They've got me, and it's sold out. It's an enemy of progress.
So, I have so many things with this. Where should I start? Okay, I'm going to start by trying to help you on your hunt for this sandwich, right?
Yeah.
That cost over £2.50.
Yeah.
It's like £2.80 or something for this. You need to go early in the morning. So you basically have to go to an M&S when they open. That's what I've seen. All the people I've seen online who have managed to find the said sandwich.
They went in the morning.
They've gone early in the morning. When M&S open, that's when they get it. You can't be going in the daytime. It's done. It's sold out. Because they don't put enough out to begin with. They only put a certain amount and then it sells out.
They're doing this
They're creating hype for this sandwich.
Fuckers.
Right?
Yeah.
I am, who's the enemy? They're the enemy, but for making this shit in the first place. It's one slice of bread, Nana.
But it looks nice.
It's one slice of bread. With
that's not a sandwich.
Strawberries. It's one slice of bread that they've cut in half into a triangle.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, it's not a double sandwich?
No.
Oh, it's one. Oh, wow.
It's one. It's one slice of bread with about 4 strawberries in it and cream. Go and buy yourself a brioche loaf.
Sweet bread.
It's on a brioche bread. Go and buy yourself a brioche bread.
It's M&S. It's going to taste superior.
I don't know if it tastes superior. I mean, I don't like cream, so already it's like glag. I will taste it when someone buys it. I probably know me. If I see it in the shop, I'll probably buy it just to see it. But it's all a nonsense. And Uncle Eddie Abu is so angry with it. It's fucking trash.
Because of the sugar.
Because of the sugar.
I'm okay.
It's going to taste it.
I mean, it's like
I'm not saying I wouldn't taste it because I like food in it. So I would probably taste it. But it's just this hype, like, oh my God, like, look at what they're doing. And it's such
I hear it.
It's consumerism gone mad. It's one, when I saw that it was one slice of bread, when a girl, actually not girl, because it was a few people I was watching on TikTok, when they opened the sandwich thing and I saw the one triangle in there, I was like, nah. This is a con. And then the girl, bless her heart, she opened it and she's like, oh yeah, there's like 4 strawberries. And the strawberries were cut in half. So they weren't 4 strawberries.
It's not.
Did she say it was nice though?
It's about 2.5 strawberries.
Did she say it was nice?
But I can imagine it's going to be nice.
I don't know. Some people saying it's not nice. Some people saying it's not worth it. So
I've only seen people say that it's delicious, so I want to eat.
I don't believe it's delicious. I believe then I don't like cream, so I'm going to have a reaction to it anyway.
I believe that it's delicious. I believe that it's delicious, but I also believe that it's the biggest con.
It is.
It is the biggest con.
I want it.
But it's based on a Japanese sandwich that already exists.
Yeah,
This is the thing. It's a stolen concept.
stolen
It's like, they
concept.
didn't even make it up.
The sandwich is a colonizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want it, and it's not fair that it's sold out. And if somebody wants to donate it to me or donate me the money, I will use that to go and buy it if I can find it.
Go in the morning.
I'll try.
How long is it going to be out for? Is it just for the summer run?
It's just for the summer. Yeah, basically for tennis.
For tennis. All right, cool.
Oh, they did get me. I did buy a packet of their diamond strawberries that are a sweetness scale of 9.
Are they?
Are they?
The best strawberries
See, I would buy
I've
that.
had in about 10 years.
Are they genetically
Really?
modified or
Of course they are.
back to the original?
No, they are genetically yeah.
But I would buy that.
Yes,
At
real
least
strawberries, good
it's a punnet.
strawberries.
You still call strawberries a punnet.
Yeah.
It's a punnet of strawberries.
Yeah.
So I would buy that.
Yeah, I
That would
bought
be
that.
worth
I
every
bought that
penny.
and I finished
It's
it.
like
today.
yellow flesh
Kiwis.
nectarines.
Oh, I was going to say.
Oh,
Yellow-
yes.
Yeah, yellow flesh nectarines are lovely.
nectarines are the best.
Yeah.
And yellow flesh
Lady-
kiwis are great.
Is it-
Oh, yes. And the kiwis are phenomenal.
Yes, and what are the apples? The red lady, not red, pink lady.
Pink lady.
Pink lady apples, the
I love
best.
those.
Honestly,
Only apples I'll eat.
these
I don't-
strawberries, I was literally like, okay, you got me.
I would buy that.
And
I'll buy good strawberry because
So why
Fruit
didn't
is-
you?
strawberries
why-
ain't been great.
When you bought these strawberries, why didn't you
Mhm.
just buy some cream
they were so nice.
and some
I did buy.
No,
I
but-
did buy cream,
and
and
a
I do
brioche
have.
loaf?
I
Brioche slice
finished the strawberries before I could complete mission and try and make the sandwich
You can
because they
make-
were
But
that
you know
good.
that it's not. You know, we can make a McDonald's Big Mac at home. You know, it's
can
just not
make
the
that.
same.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
This is
To be fair, just as a gimmick that got me when I just went to Italy, and on a stopover on our way to the hotel, we had to get Kentucky. We were starving, and I got the Squid Games. The picture,
What's that?
the Squid Games. It's like Squid Games has done a promotional sticky barbecue-y
Oh, okay.
tasting wings and
with
burger and all that
KFC.
stuff with KFC, right?
Mhm.
So we got wings. Hmm?
I don't eat KFC anymore.
Well,
Seen it.
this and
I
that.
haven't seen it.
Yeah, so we went and got it. The picture is like the darkest, deepest, seasoned, and you know, don't ever believe the picture. The sauce was dark and looked like the most teriyaki
Oh,
seasoned.
really?
When the bucket of we got wings, like about 12 wings, and shared them. When the wings came, they were not dark. They were like normal wings, barely a sesame seed, and the taste was like they just dipped it in sweet chili sauce and presented as Squid Game. That was the biggest lying con, and there was a tints of pepper, tints of extraness. Rubbish. It was and I don't know if it's just because it was the Italian version. I don't even know if it's come over here, if it's a promotion over here. I don't
I
get.
haven't seen it.
It was just like this was a last ditch scenario before we got to where we got to. I was so like, you got me, and I hate you for it.
No.
They all do it, don't they?
Yeah.
They all do.
False marketing. Anyway,
Okay.
Do you know? Wait. Do you know in before we go? Do you know in I think it's South Korea, that they're not allowed to? It's either South Korea or Japan. One of those two countries. Sorry for mixing it up, but there is one of those countries where they're not allowed to show something and sell it differently. So if they've got like a packet of crisps and they show the actual crisp, it has to be the same size. So
Fair.
when you take it out and you put it next to the crisp, next to the packet, it has to be the same size, or like whatever it might be.
I would love that.
M&Ms, sweet, whatever the thing is,
That's
it
so
has
needed.
to match the photo.
you actually can do that, and it's not openly announced over here as like the way you're saying it. You can actually. You can even if it tastes wrong, you can actually take it back. You can.
Yeah, I
take
know
it
that.
and all that stuff. And you can. I would think there was a time back in the day, and it was when I ate McDonald's. This was college days, and I remember there was a guy at college. I think it's Raf. I can't remember who it was. We were like, "No, this is not like the picture. So can we get a fresh one, please?" So we used to take the piss, not even take the piss,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So you can.
I do.
But
I
it's
do
not-
remember when people
not the
learned that
same.
about
Yeah.
consumer laws, and especially McDonald's, because the burger
Will be like that,
ain't the same.
and it's
Oh,
not
no.
fluffy and light and
But it's
double
even
stacked.
like the size of the burgers.
Yeah,
over
exactly.
Here, it's not the same. But
Bang
over
out.
there, if it shows that your burger's meant to be a certain size and it comes out and it ain't that,
Going back, mate.
I love that.
it's not even that it's going back. It's they're not allowed to.
That would
get
be
there.
amazing if it was worldwide.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Definitely.
And on that note,
Okay.
you get what you get with us. That has been your aunties. Could never. Keep safe and enemy free. Lots of love and hugs from your favourite
Auntie.